Pachos, Barbara Gross.
Well, at the age of about 9 years old, my father decided to surprise me by telling me that we were going to get a puppy, something I've dreamed about for so long. Once we got to the pound, I looked at all the cute little faces, and then my eyes laid upon the cutest black-haired pup with a brown dot over each eye. He was the cutest. I stuck my finger in the cage and he began licking it. And then I knew. You know when you find the one, don't you? You know it. Well, we wrapped him up in a blanket to take him home, and my father proceeded to teach me how to potty train him. We needed to come up with a name, so we decided on Sergeant. Get it? He's always on duty. But my brother was taking Spanish at the time, and when he came home from school, he said, let's call him Pecos because that's Spanish for sergeant. So Pecos it was. Now, my parents told me, Barbara, never put Pecos on the bed until he's fully potty trained. Well, one day, I just put him on the bed for a few seconds. And in that time, it seemed like an ocean of liquid appeared on my bed. And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? My mother's going to kill me. So I came up with the idea, paper towels. So I started walking in the kitchen while my mother was on the phone. I kept walking by her, getting more paper towels, trying to sop up the mess when she knew something was up and she caught me. You know, I never could do anything undercover around my mother. She always found out. Well, you know, we used to have Pecos do some popular tricks when people came over. And one was get the handkerchief out of my father's pocket. We used to, Pecos and I, have private, long conversations. And I mean, we had constant eye contact. That's how I knew he was so interested. He was my protector, and he slept by my bed, but he knew he couldn't jump on me until my eyes were fully open. So even though some mornings I'd wake up, I wouldn't open my eyes until I was really ready to play with him because I could just feel if I was up that he was like watching me, just ready to jump on me. Now, I don't know, this just occurred to me one time. Pecos was trying to exit out of the bedroom. So I thought, what would happen if I tried to pretend to not let him out? And I was going back and forth when by accident he ran into my head. So that was the last time we tried that one. Now, we used to feed Pecos something called prime variety. The packages were labeled chicken, beef, and liver. Because I didn't like liver, I assumed Pecos didn't like liver. So before I ever gave him a package of liver to eat, I'd say, Pecos, Pecos, it's liver, it's liver, it's liver. And then I'd put it in the bowl and he'd eat it right up. And then I'd think, I got you. But you know, the joke probably is on me because who's to say he didn't like liver, number one. And number two, maybe it was just a marketing ploy by the dog food manufacturer to label these packages chicken, liver, and beef. I mean, how would I know? I never tasted it. When our family would go to a steakhouse for dinner, we'd inevitably bring home some bones for Pecos to chew on. Well, one day, after giving him a bone, I thought, let's test his love. I'm going to try to take it away. And I tried to take it away from him, and he growled at me. I was so shocked, I started crying, and I ran to my father. And my father said, Barbara, as much as Pecos loves you, he is an animal. You have to remember that. Well, where I lived, there was no leash law, and there was a big field at the end of the street where Pecos would go and frolic with his friends. whatever reason, if he found a dead fish, he felt compelled to just rub himself in this fish. I saw him doing it one time. He just started rubbing himself in the fish, and then of course I had to give him a bath. I didn't want to do it. He didn't want a bath, but whenever he came home from doing that, he'd look at me like this, and I'd say, "Pecos, we've talked about this. Don't do that." Now, in closing, I'll leave you with this. I was on the phone with one of my friends, and Pecos comes in my bedroom, and he's choking. He must have gone in the garbage and found a chicken bone, and he's choking, going, "Ugh, ugh, ugh." And I was so nervous, I scooped him up, I put him in the car, and I'm driving as quickly as I could to the vet. When I get to the vet, I see a sign on the door and it says, "We're closed, we're just doing worming today." I said, "Forget that." I open the door, Pecos runs in, all the animals are up in uproar, and Pecos is going, "Whoa, whoa." The doctor comes out, he says, "What is going on here?" I said, "My dog's choking, you have to take care of him." He said, "I'll be with him in a minute," and he goes back in his office. I couldn't believe it. Pecos is like, "Whoa, whoa." And then from the back of the waiting room, Pecos does one final whoop, and the chicken bone comes flying out. He's wagging his tail and he's happy as a clam. So I thought, oh, okay, we can go now. On my way out, the doctor came out of his office. He said, "Where do you think you're going?" I said, "Well, he's fine now. You don't really have to see him." He goes, "Oh no, he's coming in." I mean, the doctor wanted me to pay for it. And you know what? I didn't care because Pecos is priceless to me. Thank you.